Hey there. Ever stop to think about how much you can really do with just a few simple tools? Well, today, we're going to apply that same idea to language. We are diving deep into the surprising power hidden inside one of the most common words we use every single day, the word who.
Okay, so look at this number, 850. What's so special about 850? It might not seem like a lot, but believe it or not, that number is the key to a really fascinating system, one that was designed to make English way simpler and more accessible to basically everyone.
And that leads us to the big question, right? Could you really, truly express almost any idea you have using a core vocabulary of just 850 words? That is the whole idea behind something called Basic English. Think of it like a master toolkit for super clear, direct communication.
Now, to really get how this works, we're not going to look at all 850 words. That would take forever. Instead, we're going to grab one of the most essential tools in that entire kit and put it right under the microscope. And that word is who. I mean, you use it all the time, probably without even thinking about it. But this one tiny word does some serious heavy lifting in our sentences. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today. And listen, this isn't just some random word we picked. The Simple English Wiktionary confirms it for us. Who is officially on that core list of 850 words. It's a foundational piece of the whole puzzle, absolutely essential for building clear ideas.
And here's a quick kind of fun fact. Even a simple word like this has its own little quirks. If you listen really closely, in the UK, it's often a little bit of a longer sound, like who. But in the US, it's a bit shorter, more like who. It's a tiny difference, but it's there.
So what does who actually do? Well, it turns out it has two main jobs. Let's start with the first one, acting as a connector. This is where who is used to link our ideas together and add really important descriptions. Now, the technical term for this is a relative pronoun, but forget the jargon. Just think of it as a bridge. The word who builds a bridge from a person you're talking about to some new information about them. It makes our sentences way richer. For example, you could just say they are good people. Fine. That's a complete sentence. But when we add who are working hard, we get so much more detail, right? Who is the word that builds that bridge between the people and what they're doing? Here's another one. We saw Kim. Okay, simple fact. But add who was in his car. And suddenly we have a much clearer picture of the whole scene. See? Once again, who is that essential link that gives us the extra detail? And in this case, who is all about emphasis. It was you who did what? It was you who lost the keys. You see how it connects the person so directly and clearly to the action? As a connector, who is all about adding that descriptive power. All right, so that's job number one. Now let's move on to its second big role, and this is probably the one that you think of first, using who to ask a question. The official title here is an interrogative pronoun, which is really just a fancy way of saying it's a question word. Specifically, it's the go-to word we use whenever we want to find out something about a person or people. And this is its most direct use. Simple, super clear, straight to the point. The word who is an immediate request for information about some unknown person. Here's another classic. You're not asking what or when or where. You are specifically asking about a person. It's precise and it's incredibly efficient. Okay, now this is really interesting. This example shows that who can still be a question word, even when it's buried in the middle of a sentence. It's part of a bigger statement, but its job is exactly the same, to pinpoint a question about a person. So, we've seen who, the connector, and who, the questioner. It might all seem pretty basic, but honestly, understanding how these simple foundational words work is the absolute key to mastering clear communication. So let's just recap the big takeaways here. This one little word, who, has two huge jobs. It's a connector that adds detail, and it's a questioner that seeks information. Its spot on that Basic English 850 list is no accident. It's totally essential. And it just goes to show you, mastering simple but powerful words like this is the real secret to communicating effectively. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? We just unpacked all the power hidden inside who. It really makes you wonder, what other simple everyday words that we use all the time are doing more work than we realize, just quietly shaping how we share our ideas?